Today's episode is produced through the program services of Project Media Zone, a community-based 501c3 media organization whose mission is to democratize media production of positive and informative content.
Even the Gun Hill, from Freeman Street to Prospect Avenue, Fordham Road, Cobb City to Elder Avenue, Valley Park, Eaton Wall to Bronx River, Bronx Deal, Soundview, S-Bar, baby. I'm boogie down like this Choke King, man. We go within the playground.
Hey, everybody in podcast land. Here we are for the Bronx Music Podcast. JAE GRIND is with us. Nice to see you, my man.
What's going on?
You can applaud. Elliot was going to applaud. We like that. This is incredibly, because, you just do it. This is the 23rd episode of the Bronx Music Podcast, which means we do it every month. If you know how many months in the year, we're coming up on 2 full years of the Bronx Music Podcast. Now that gets some applause, I would assume. We thank, of course, Elliot and Monica, the artist, and my buddy George Williams here in the house, taking care of all the technical business, and with Project Media Zone, making sure that we get it right. JAE GRIND, nice to have you with us, man.
No, thank you.
Let's be very clear. Jay reached out to me and said, hey, I like the show. I want to be on the show. It took us a couple of months because, we only do one a month, and here you are. I'm thrilled. So for people who don't know, let's see. This is right off his bio. Hip-hop recording artist, rapper, actor from the Bronx. We're going to ask him about that. Began his music career in 2018. Released several albums and singles. Now, he's incredibly prolific because I got an album in 2021, 22, 2023, 2024, and you say you're working on the next one.
Yeah, it's called Ode to New Beginnings. That's going to be...
Ultimate Beginnings?
Ode to New Beginnings.
Ode to New Beginnings.
Yeah.
The one phrase I'm going to use before I start asking questions, the whole idea is to express and inspire and articulate what others are thinking but don't often express. So I want to, a lot of times I lead up to get to the meat of the matter, but I just felt like there's no point in beating around the bush. We Bronx boys, we say what we got to say. So I'm just going to start. What is the motivation? What is that energy that you wake up, I'm assuming, every single day, and you are so passionate about the messages that you deliver? What's in there?
Well, I would say basically I have something to say. And from my experiences, and from what God has been giving me, the tools to express myself and to kind of think a little bit different. I was always different around my peers, and just knowing who I am and just being myself, that's what gets me up. I have a message to say, and I just feel like, hey, if no one's going to do it, I can't wait for nobody else.
The obvious question, what is that message? Can you summarize it here? We're going to hear some music. We're going to hear him, do his thing. What's in there? And you say that all the things that you grew up with, we want to hear about that. We want you to tell a little bit about that.
Oh, from my experiences, I guess just, I talk about the hard times and what I see and what I felt, and maybe others couldn't, say or don't want to say or feel numb to it. I was blessed with that gift to express it in a creative way. Just, times where, you feel lost, times where you don't have the motivation, times where you just see despair, times where you don't know yourself, you don't know your identity, times when you don't understand why things are happening to you, and how can you find an outlet in an environment where it's taken from you?
You use the words hard times. What are we talking about?
Hard times could be financial, home situation, street situations, people doubting you, people, trying to take you out, you doubting yourself, you don't have a support system. Those are hard times, you know what I mean? Not having the norm, the family, the love, the care, you know what I'm saying? That's the backing, the support, you know what I mean? So how do you do it when it's just you?
You say the norm, and you and I connect pretty clearly because we both lifetime Bronx people.
Yeah.
In a way, there is that norm in this borough for many people. And I guess that gets into what you were saying about you want to express what they don't express. Just talk about that norm. And we were also talking before we started the program about walking into the deli and feel like we know who the people are in the deli. Talk about what you see and what your neighbor. Where'd you grow up? What neighborhood?
I mean, I was born in the South Bronx, and then eventually I moved up to Uptown. Like right now, I live on Wakefield.
Okay. Northeast Bronx.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like, for example, like, you know, going outside every day, just hanging out on the block or just chilling by the bodega, by the deli, you know, eventually, or you go to the barber shop long enough, you know what I mean? Like, it's just certain things that you tend to do in your environment, you know, like you were saying, like, you get to know everybody at that sense.
Where in the South Bronx? We're all friends. Do tell.
Well, you know, like River Park Towers, you know.
Okay. That's barely the South Bronx, but okay.
But I mean, like,
like
161st,
but you see,
you know what I mean?
no,
like,
but what we did
Simpson,
was,
you know what I mean?
Okay, well, that is the South Bronx.
Yeah.
But what we just did there is the conditional thing about the Bronx. That I've heard people say, I'm on Fordham Road in the South Bronx. I'm like, shut up. You know,
Yeah.
that's not the South Bronx, but is the condition that they view everything is the South Bronx.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And life was difficult. Life was tough, or because you were so individual, it was tough.
well, it was tough because, you know what I'm saying, I fought every day. You know, like, my mom is right there. Like,
I know. I was worried about
system.
you saying it with mom sitting
Nah,
right
of course,
here.
no. There's no reason for me to lie about it. Like, this is not a lie and tell show. This is a real life. You know what
This
I'm
is
saying?
it, man. This
you
is
know,
the BX.
like, growing up seeing dysfunction. You know, just, I mean, I'm not gonna dig too deep into that, but, you know, dysfunction. You know, not trusting people hurting you. You know, like I said, people doing secret things to destroy you. You know what I'm saying? And my mom can attest to it right there. You know what I'm saying? So this is real
She's
stuff.
not on the show. You'll have to speak
Well,
for
yeah,
her.
of course. You know what I'm saying? Fighting on the block, fought in front of her, you know what I'm saying? Like, as a kid, you know, I'm fighting grown men, you know what I'm saying? So it's just so much stuff that I can continue talking about, the violence and everything. So, yeah.
So here we go right into music. And, you know, I tell people, and it's one of the reasons we founded the Bronx Music Podcast, because I believe, and a lot of people know I'm on TV every week. I've had a 31-year TV show. The subtext of everything that I do, even if we're talking about development or we're talking about business or we're talking about healthcare, we're talking about the schools, the subtext is what you just talked about, is who we are. And, you know, without getting too political, we don't want to go there now, when I heard the word DEI coming out of the White House, I never even heard that word before, you know. But that's the subtext of everything we talk about here, is who we are, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so I got to just go right for it. Hip hop was an outgrowth of that. When did you first realize this was going to be the vehicle through which you were going to have these conversations?
When I was about 22, 23.
Oh, so now, and how old are you now?
30.
Okay, so it's not that long ago.
Yeah, no.
And what did you discover?
What I discovered from it is, like, this is just an outlet to be truthful and to speak on my perspective and to speak on things that aren't trendy. You know, I'm not a trendy artist. So I'm going to talk about my life, my experiences, and somebody's going to hear it. I'm going to talk about my community and how we could do better. So that's it.
Were you inspired by the originals? People like Grandmaster Caz was here, Grandmaster Flash and Herc and all that.
Yes, definitely was Grandmaster. All those Grandmasters that you named, I'm not gonna memorize it. Tupac, Nas, you know, Styles P, and everything like that. Like, they were definitely a huge influence.
Boogie Down Productions, Criminal Minded, and all that.
Yes,
all that.
yes.
You know, I've been reading about it, and we could get into this. We don't have to get into it. I lived and still live in Van Cortlandt Village, and it's just incredible to me. I didn't know the Bronx was burning, and that just shows you how. I grew up in a Jewish family. I didn't know that was going on in my hometown, and I had to learn about it after the fact. But this music was the expression of all that, and all those men and women felt that way.
Right.
you know. Do you remember the first time that you either heard it or said, hey, this is what I ought to do, or this is going to be the vehicle for me? Or was it kind of a natural thing? You saw it around you and you said, oh, I could do that.
Oh, when I first started rapping, I didn't know it was gonna be to this level or to this state, but I just kept being consistent and just working on my craft, and the right people saw talent, and the right people saw my message, and it's just circulating where it's supposed to be.
How prolific are you?
I would say somewhat, but I'm getting there.
Okay, so here you go. You put your head on the pillow at night, right? You put your head on the pillow at night. Are you thinking a rhyme, or are you thinking a story you got to tell?
I mean, like during the day, I may freestyle, or I'll think, or like
during the day.
Yeah, during
and
the day.
What people don't know will tell you, what do you do for a living?
I'm a phys ed teacher.
Right?
Yeah.
And where?
In Riverdale and in the Bronx, and in Washington Heights.
At schools or like after schools?
After school and the school, yeah, both.
What you want to say? What school?
Not two different schools, yeah. High school and elementary.
Which high school?
International Leadership.
Okay, academy.
Mm-hmm.
And then after school
is the Win Charter School, the community in the Heights.
There you go. So you incorporate this rap, this style, this feeling, this expression in that work, or it's separate?
It's separate for sure. It's definitely separate. But
yep. Go ahead.
I think the only reason why it's the same is because it's a form of expression. So I think physical and just mental and a verbal, it can correlate really well. But I don't add rap to like my class.
At what point does the freestyle or the rap or the poems or the words that are in your head, at what point do you say, that's good, I should bag that and use that? Or is it always happening?
Like,
you don't like that question?
No, it's funny. No, because it's like, sometimes I'm just to myself a lot, so I end up thinking a lot. So then I end up talking to myself, and then I just make a rhyme out of it, and I'll start writing.
I interviewed the great percussionist, Latin jazz percussionist Bobby Sanabria once on TV. And he told me, and I want to measure this with you, he told me, everywhere I go, I see rhythm. I'm thinking of a rhythm. So we were sitting there and having, an interview about some music he was making. And I said to him, so are you thinking of a rhythm right now? And he said, yeah. You got words in your head right now?
Yeah, right now. Like if you used to tell me to freestyle, I'll just freestyle right now.
Go ahead.
Oh my goodness, he wanted to put me on the spot. I'm at the artist shop.
You talked yourself into it, dude.
I'm talking myself to the artist shop. You told me to freestyle, I got something, I'm not gonna hop. See, I'm in the store, I'm doing my thing, I'm not gonna pop. Be careful with the information you tell. You a cop? Nah, I see you, son, I'm never gonna stop. This hip-hop thing, I do my thing. I don't gotta get a ring for the MVP. This is the MVP spot, and this is what I do. I pursue everything, not in fear. I never stutter. Yo, I'm chilling with my mother. Yeah, we together? Yeah, son, you my brother. We from the boogie down. I don't fool around, give me that. I ain't no clown, son, what you doing, son? Chilling now, I'm hanging around. Everybody got their eyes on me. Yo, I got spies on me. I see the lies on you, but if the lies ain't on me, the real lies recognize real. For real. I don't need to steal, but my hands is for real. I throw hands like E Honda, son. This is not a Wakanda. I told you this was in spot. Oh man, I ain't stuttering. Wakanda forever for my people. What up? Come on, man. I'm ready, man.
Go.
Come on, man.
I feel like saying, that's all. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It really is for you and for many people who do hip hop and do this. It's literally like turning on the water faucet.
Yeah.
Once you start, you can't stop. Do you listen to other music that's not hip hop?
Oh yeah, R&B, gospel,
favorite artist?
Metal.
Favorite artist?
For gospel, Kirk Franklin.
For anything?
Metal, Disturbed. Man, the Beatles. I'm trying to think.
It's funny how they come up all the time.
I know.
Motown.
Sync,
Motown.
the Jackson 5, the Temptation. then dang, I'm losing it.
So here's the thing that I wrestle with all the time, being here in the Bronx and working in the Bronx all the time and doing this podcast now for our 23rd session. And so I view it, and then I look at the rest of the world, and now, of course, hip hop is everywhere, and it's in the biggest artists. If you listen to the roots of even what Taylor Swift is doing, you can hear the rhythms that came up on 1520 Cedric Avenue. We know that.
Yeah.
But they don't understand where it comes from and why it came out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't understand what you explained it. It's a state of being, right? And if you didn't have that, do you think you would get into other kinds of music, or this is what you've got to do?
I think it came from, like, I felt like if I didn't have it, I don't think I would be able to be as diverse. You know, because I think in our culture in the Bronx, we're very diverse. I think we don't get enough credit for that. You know, because it started from not just hip hop, but like the gospel, like before that, you know, the African, like the doo-wop, and then we go into the ancient in Africa, like where the beats and the drums come from. So it's just like a whole history behind hip hop and into how it revolutionized to what it is now.
To me, and you really expressed this at the beginning, so I'm somewhat repeating this.
Yeah.
There is a condition that many people in the Bronx have lived through and have lived in, and nobody understood what it was. Nobody understood what is really going on. And for the first time in the 70s, that's what hip-hop did. Mm-hmm. I mean, it let people see it. Do you think about what you do now compared to like the early guys who used to take a lamppost and then connect the like hardwire the lamppost so that they could do their turntables? It's kind of unbelievable how far we've come.
Yeah, nah, for sure. I think for me, like, I just want to be myself and original with the art that was created. So just to keep it going.
Now, one thing. Now, you say you're a phys ed guy. I watched one of the videos that I watched a few of the videos that you have made, and I'm. There was the one called Hate.
Yes.
And I watched it. Now you're in great shape. Did you work out a lot? Did you boxing?
Always.
You look like a boxer.
I always do
your
everything.
Physique looks like you're a boxer.
Yeah.
But then at the end of it, you say basically it's not worth hating. So I was watching it, and I was watching the fire the hate inside you that appeared to be coming out in the video, mm-hmm. But then your conclusion was a lot more, I don't know, a lot nicer, because you said, wait a minute, it's not the thing that we want to do. We don't want to hate.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
I mean, because I just think for me, like, it's solution-based, you know, like I said, like, coming up with, like, the Bronx and going through the violence that I've been through, you know, sometimes it could change you. And, you know, I made the song because I was in a bad mental state, and I wrote that song because I was full of hate. I was angry. And when I took a moment to calm down and I thought about it, does hate change anything? What would it change?
The quote, which I took right out of there, is, does hate solve anything?
Right.
That's what I really liked, was that was the summary. But you couldn't stop wrestling with it, because that's how you felt. Mm-hmm. This is, to me, the beauty of what hip-hop has done with young people in the Bronx, especially young men in the Bronx, but of course I'm not going to exclude the women in the Bronx, because there is that feeling, there is that anger, there is that frustration. You know, I've been doing a lot of reading and research about a lot of things in the Bronx. So just as an aside, think about how crazy this is. When they blew out half the Bronx to do the Cross Bronx Expressway, they destroyed 54 buildings. 54 buildings, and they put out notices under people's doors, you got to move because we're clearing out these buildings. 54 buildings. Man, if you grow up in those neighborhoods, you can't not have that, I hate to use the word, it's a four-letter word, hate in you, right?
Right.
You got what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
the other side of the coin is love does count.
Yeah.
So I just love this because it's so Bronx to me. You got this passionate video where you're raging and you're hate and you're standing there and you're a muscular man and it looks tough and strong, and your conclusion was, does hate solve anything? And then you have a piece called Love Does Count.
Yeah.
Talk to me about even the creation of that.
So when I created Love Does Count, it was, I think I was just in a state of just expressing like what I was looking for in a relationship, and I think like that softer side of me, and I felt like I wanted the audience to know both sides, because like as an artist, as hip hop is a way of expression, it's not just I think we box hip hop into one specific idea of what it's supposed to be, but I feel like
they box the Bronx like that in everything.
But at the same time, you know, I wanted to express that side of where like I was looking for that sort of love, and I think that's what a lot of us are yearning for. So we tend to grasp something different when we're really trying to express what we're really looking for. And if we're not getting the love that we want or that we don't have, we tend to use other ways to get that sort of attention. But like I said, the song Love Does Count, which is kind of like, it just, for me, I wrote that song in a sense of like, this is what I was looking for in a relationship and a specific woman that I thought of.
It really defines for me what I've learned about living in the Bronx all these years.
Yeah.
Is that we've got all that stuff that's out there, but inside, you know, that's we still have that inside. You know, a lot of and I know some of the founders of hip hop, etc. They'll always finish a conversation with you and say peace. And a lot of people who would look certainly at black faces and look at who we are in the Bronx and look at how we live and look at the crime numbers, if God forbid, they think we're not like that, but we are. Right?
Right.
If we could get to that's the ultimate message that you're trying to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing.
Right. Yeah. I'm trying to also, like I said, like express what isn't understood. We want love. We want somebody to look after us too. Like we want to express that side. I mean, but we also can be wild. We also can be all of those things. But we have that.
We Bronx.
Yeah.
You know, the way you say it, and I'm a sentimental guy. It brings tears to my eyes. Really, it's beautiful. So you ready to express?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So we're going to take a moment to reset the camera here. And ladies and gentlemen, JAE GRIND is going to do his thing.
Yeah.
You want me to introduce it, or you just go to it?
You can introduce it. Oh, the first one is Everything.
The first one is called Everything. It's everything, folks. You know, what is it? Yeah. This is it. This is everything. Ladies and gentlemen, the great JAE GRIND.
It's crazy how
someone can mean everything. They don't value your loyalty. Hoping your resources can give them a come up. I thought I meant everything. You can be married, someone looking to take your lady. Help your feminine friends, doing you grimy, expecting you not to go crazy. Can't trust anyone, you laughing a little bit too much, what you hiding being shady. Don't dap me up, nothing gravy. Lord, hearing the disloyalty is insane, please save me. See me behind hot bars, explaining to my little baby this word is cold. Put a price on someone's head, they already sold. At least that's what I've been told. Don't count on anyone the moment money's involved. Your blood becomes bold. You were murdered me for a piece of gold. I gotta keep it pushing. Realist ride alone is where I'm looking. Be careful who you keep as company. It either brings you up or you get sent to the book, and the gender is clear. Action saying don't match how you looking. Thought we was, cuz you mean everything to me. It's crazy. Sometimes you want to help people, you want to be there for them. They turn their back on you, they use you. They got problems with you, you just looking out for them. You know what I mean? And it's like you got to make a choice at the end of the day. Loyalty is everything.
Insecurities, insane, how can you cheat? On your lady, on your man, expecting not to get beat or get murdered in the street. It's a fact, I'll forgive. Once your body decompose, I'll let you live. You thought you got away, I'm like havoc, it's the life you chose. You hold daily to someone who never thought do you in. Hoping that they never get caught. If I realize people doing grimy, wanna make sure their area is tight, they get angry, pulling you, pull a thumb on them. But where is the fight? Grimy, no sympathy, I rock solo, I'm down, you ain't with me. Full of rage with inferior things, crazy as it sounds. Chasing my dream, must overstep all who try to hold me back. Same ones who meant everything to me, do me dirty.
They don't value your loyalty.
You just gotta stay strong and keep it pushing. Let's go.
Yeah. There you go. We'll sit down for a couple of seconds, then we'll do the second one. No, we'll do the second one. He can't. I said at the beginning, he can't stop.
Yo, I can't, man. Once I keep going, he tested my freestyle, all that. You know what I'm saying?
So what I want to get into that. So you memorized all that.
Yeah.
That's the same thing every time when you.
That's the same thing.
Wow. The things that I picked out, chasing the dream. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, which I laughed at because we've been talking about it, it's crazy. and you know, talk about production. When you put this together, who do you work with? Do you go into a studio? Of course, nowadays, you know, your freaking cell phone can be a studio.
Right.
How do you create the music, and how do you decide what to do with it?
What I do, the process is, you know, I wrote the song that I did, and then whoever I connected with, like one thing about me is like I like to connect with other artists because I want to create a story. And I reached out to this guy, Tanaj. We performed in the same thing. I told him what I wanted. He did his thing. I allowed him to be creative. The beat I found.
This was another rapper?
No, this is an artist. This is a singer. This is a singer.
A singer.
Yeah, he was a singer. So I was like, it would be perfect for him to sing my hook that I wrote.
So he did the vocal in the beginning of that?
Yeah, he did the vocals. Yeah. And then I found the beat, and I liked it. I looked it up, looked up some beats, found it, and then I went to the studio in Brooklyn, booked the session, and I did my verse, and then I sent it to him, and then he did it.
When you say found the beats, what do you mean?
I look it up on YouTube. I look up my beats on YouTube and things like that, and I just do my deep research and just see how it feels with the song and how it mellows together, and then that's how the song is created.
And again, I guess I asked it to you earlier, but I want to ask again in this context: how prolific are you? I mean, do you come up with stuff all the time? I can't believe you don't, because when I asked you to, I was ready to, you know, bag the thing you did earlier.
Yeah, no, I would say like some things when I listen to it, I'm like, I can't believe I said that, you know, but it comes from the heart, and like when I take time to myself and just write what's in my soul. But I don't really look at myself like that highly. I don't know. I'm just somebody who has something to say. You know what I mean?
That's a fun way to say it. Do stuff you see now get into what you do, or is it really most of it based on kind of your life experience as opposed to what you see with the kids in phys ed class?
Oh no, I don't.
You don't see it that way.
I don't see it like I talk mostly like I come from my experiences first, you know, because when it comes to other people, I let them tell me. I'm not trying to look for somebody's problems. Like, I want them to be comfortable to tell me. But most of the time when I write, it's coming from my experiences and what I see and what I feel.
It's just wonderful, that energy, you know, that because it's so deep and rich in you, and as I said earlier, you can't stop. You ready to do another one?
Yeah, of course.
Of course, you see.
Yeah.
I'm weighing in my mind doing something a little different, but we'll see how this goes. All right, so wait, let me get it. This one is called My Style, right?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, guess who's on the podcast? It's JAE GRIND, and he's going to do My style, his style, JAE GRIND.
It amazes me, black men who rule the world at the bottom. Trust and loyalty gone. What happened? When went wrong? One moment we strong, next thing we at a distance. Cover remove the devil's mask. To time to reevaluate, sit back. Mental health, mental check. Not here to be politically correct. Under no one's wings, ain't gon' get your respect. This is why I stand alone. Realest rider, lone world rider. We don't share the same values you yell about. I gotta handle my own. We talk about snakes, they below us. One giving me dap. Be Satan in the skies. Careful who I call my guys. If he real, let me see. Stop staring at me hard. Cause eyes don't show nothing. It's gas to frontin'. Name is everything. Without it, you have nothing. This is my style, yeah. Trust get you killed, love get you build. Once was happy, hate in my heart, death around me. In the city where you ain't fulfilled, standing your own, my style. Careful, I don't share too much. Caught up with the wrong one will have you not caring as much. A lot of us dead on the inside. Many takers, less givers. It could be cold, I give you my coat. Hate to see my fam shiver. I throw a floaty if you in the river. I'm real, I love you, here's my liver. Hold up, can't do that for people making loyalty your obligation. What side in that caring for your success? Hate to see you determined, guilt trip. I lost my concentration, scared, begging for peace. When I flip, it's insane, I be in the whip. Reminiscent, I'm like, well, I'm bugging cold. What am I missing? Just chilling in the yard. Next up PR, you don't see the work behind the scenes. Catch a piece on the internet. All I hear is old grind living. When I was working with no one watching, who cared? Being black is hard. Society see us and our demise is unforgiving. All facts, this is my style, yeah. Trust get you killed, love get you build. Once was happy, hate in my heart, death around me. In the city where you ain't fulfilled, standing your own, my style. Trust get you killed, love get you build. Once was happy, hate in my heart, death around me. In the city where you ain't fulfilled, stand on your own. My style, grind.
You know, it's, there we go. Thank you very much. JAE GRIND, ladies and gentlemen. While I was listening to that, it was like I came full circle because we started the show and the stuff that you sent me said you're trying to articulate what other people are thinking but not saying.
Right.
And when I heard you just now, I said, you know what? That's what a lot of people in the Bronx want to say. That's exactly what it is. So I'm going to give you a hand again. So I quickly wrote down, trust gets you killed.
Yeah.
Love gets you
Build.
Talk about that.
Man, like,
You trust the wrong people.
I trusted the wrong people, got me into some situations that, fortunately could have got me into some stuff. And I feel like if you love the wrong person or you show too much love, it just comes up as a bill. You giving so much out and there's nothing deposited back into you. So that's where it becomes a bill because you got to pay all of this and nobody's filling you back up.
Do you ever try to sing traditionally?
No.
Not at all. Not at all. Come on. Man.
I'm not singing.
All right. So here I'm tempted to do this, and if the answer is no, that's a Mom. Do you want to come up here for a second and say a couple of words? Yeah. Oh, she's gonna do it. Oh, now we're talking. I'll just use my microphone. Come on, you can stand right here, Mom. I don't even know her name. Because when she came in, stand here and turn around. When she came in, she said, I said, who are you? She said, I'm Mom. What's your name?
Antoinette.
Antoinette, so nice to meet you. First of all, how proud are you of this guy?
Very proud.
What is it about him that you think really works when he does this? Like, what communicates? What makes it work for you and for everybody else?
Well, I think the journey, You know, when you go through life's experiences, as we all do, I remind him to take the time and not just think about the outcome, but enjoy and to take the journey along the way. That's what's important, and to grow through the journey so that you will get to where you want to go, but just stay in real time to appreciate the journey.
No wonder you could do what you do. So now, does that make you feel like rapping something?
I mean, of course.
Of course, you see, it does. You want to give him a little hug? Go ahead.
No.
There we go. There we go.
For me, I was walking down the street and it caught my eye. I couldn't pass it up. I couldn't pass it by. It looked so good and it smelled so sweet. I just stood still and heard my heart beat. There it was, the smell in my nose, the blossoming bud. There it was, the rose. How could people be so mean and be a harm? They should be a little gentle. They should be a charm. But talking about this world today, some people don't care. Some people okay. They stick flowers in your face and give you words of flatter, like it's okay and doesn't matter. But really up inside, they are fired with fuel of hate, deceit, and are really cruel. They don't care. They don't care. And do you think love fills the air? They don't care. They don't care. They do so many things other people don't dare. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. But this is for my son.
Get out of here. Yeah. We got somebody working here. Thank you, Antoinette. Well, we never did that before. Now, is that something she's done before?
No, she actually, I remember she told me she wrote that when she was a kid, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and what it really communicates, you know, I try to define the genre. What it really communicates is this music. This is the expression of the Bronx, and people don't get it.
Yeah.
You know? And so when they see all of the everybody doing it, you know, Bad Bunny incorporates hip hop into what he does, no
Right.
question about it. They don't realize this is literally the root. This is where it comes from.
Right.
From our people. All right, let me just get this back here. Do you? So you're working on a new album. Is there new expressions or something in there, or that's going to be in there that you're working on?
I'm working on an album called Old to New Beginnings. So that the concept that I wanted to do was like a shift and a change from my last album, which was the Agony album. I wanted to come with something a little bit more lighter, with more of a positive outlook, something that can uplift a lot more people. Not saying Agony didn't. It was just more of a
Agony. Yeah, that was the last year's album.
yeah. That was an album that really like came out in the sense of like ending the past and the trauma that I was facing. And this one, I wanted to come out with something just like stronger, better.
How many tracks? Do you have tracks already, or are you working on them?
I have like around 10 songs that I'm gonna do for the album. Yeah.
Man, you something else.
Yeah.
No, really.
Yeah.
If I wake up in the morning and have an original thought, it's a miracle. You know. And I'm just curious, a lot of people may or may not know the process of making an album. In the old days, you got to get Columbia or Warner Brothers, now Netflix, or whoever, to produce it. But nowadays, you could just put it out, right?
Do it
Is that what
yourself.
you do?
Yeah, that's what I do now. Like, you know, I write something. Like I said, I look for beats. I probably try to talk to the producers. Or like I said, I look on YouTube, just match the beats with the songs. Then I go do a photo shoot for the album cover, get it done. Then I go to the book a studio session with the beats, get it done, then get it mastered, and then I release it.
Wow. And so do you have a release anticipation? Or we don't know. I don't want to pressure you, man.
No. This is not a press because I already have it there. I just have to buy the beats in studio time. So I'm trying to get it by next year. Next year I want to release it.
Well, listen, anything else you want to say that I hadn't asked and that Mom didn't say?
Oh, man. Shout out to Mom with that fire bars.
Yeah, she really, I'm sorry, but she stole the show.
No, she definitely did. No, it's all right. No, it's all right. I'm not mad. But I definitely want to say stay tuned for more. We just shout out to Gary for this, the Bronx podcast. This is fire. Thank you so much. And we're going to keep representing BX. We in here.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. How do people get in touch? Like how can they follow you?
If they want to follow me on Instagram, is BXJGrind, BXJAEGRIND. That's my Instagram. If you want to see my YouTube, is JGrind, JAEGRIND. And then obviously I have Vivo. You can shoot me a DM on there, and then I can send you my email from that point on. And if you want to work, we can work. And
He wants to work, man.
Yeah, I'm here to work. And if you're an actor, same thing, you can hit me on that, and we can move on from there.
I didn't ask you about that. So you've acted in what kinds of things?
Oh, a bunch of stuff. I'm into, since I am in shape, I just recently did a long time ago, like 4 years ago, I did Escape the Imitation. That was like a martial arts film. And then I did Done in the Dark in 2023. I did a bunch of stuff.
Did a bunch of things.
Yeah.
In the Hate video, you're not wearing a shirt. You look like a boxer. Have you boxed?
Oh, yeah. I never did it professionally, but
Well,
I
no, I
definitely am in a
understand.
gym, yeah.
Well, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, JAE GRIND. What more can you say? This is so roots to the Bronx, man. The way he is and what he's trying to do. And, of course, the use of the art and the music is exactly what it is. So we thank JAE GRIND. Let's thank everybody. Elliot and Monica Glick of The Artist, this incredible facility that is comfortable and happy. And and the best venue in the Bronx 2 years in a row. Oh, did it make it for 2025? Oh, I didn't know that. 3 years in a row. I got to change all my stuff here. Oh, there they are. Best concert venue in the Bronx. My brother from another mother, George Williams, my man. How you feel, George? You good? George is just one of the great people. Our production assistant who does all our uploads, he's not here today. He wasn't feeling well, is Joshua Cruz. And I'm proud to say the Bronx Music Podcast with Gary Axelbank is produced through the services of Project Media Zone, which is the brainchild of George Williams. And so I guess that's it. It's always a shame when we got to stop, but here we are. It's just beautiful, man.
Yeah.
We do a little X for the Bronx. And we'll see you next time. We'll see you next month in the Bronx Music Podcast. Our next one is January 4th, I think, is whenever that Sunday is. See you around town. Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.